Hey, Facebook, what's going on? Hello, and welcome to chat number 3 and our final one for October, The Organized Life. I'm your host, Kwanda Lamb, the winning single mom, and I've been having so much fun talking to you ladies, and I'm sure some gents have been catching the replays too, I see. I've been having so much fun talking to you about the organized life and getting our lives together. And so let me tell you, I don't have this thing down perfect, but when I tell you it has given me so much peace over the years, I've been able to do things that people look at me and they're like, how do you get all that done? And I'm like, I organize my time. I block my time. I look at my life and I organize it, and I can figure out when I have time for me. I can figure out when I need to be mama. I can figure out when I need to work my job because I look at my hours differently. And I'm telling you, something so freeing about letting things go and letting people go that are keeping us from having that organization, from having that peace, from having that joy. And so I want to get into tonight's topic. Tonight, I promise we're going to do 30 minutes. We've been going almost an hour the last 2 weeks, and although I enjoy it so much, one of the things I know that I do also on a Sunday is get ready for the week ahead, and I'm sure some of you do that as well. So what's up to the East Coast, West Coast? Hey everybody, thank you for popping in and joining me. So like I said earlier, I'm Kwanda Lamb, the winning single mom. Many of you who like the page, who follow the page, you already know I'm an author and a blogger and a speaker, and I host events for single moms. I just love using all of my knowledge and everything that I've learned and that I know and sharing it in some kind of way, in some form, to help you do life better. So that's what I do over here on the Winning Single Mom. So I want you to know that, you know what, it sucks sometimes being a single mom. You're like, where is this other parent? You know, some of you guys are lucky enough to co-parent. The rest of us are jealous, okay? Many of us, like myself, have had to do this thing by ourselves. And guess what? We made it. You know, God has given me family and friends. And there have been times when those folks couldn't help, but he still made a way, right? And I still overcame a lot of challenges. And I want you to know that you will too. And so you have to then say, what can I do with what I have? What can I do with what I have? And I'm telling you that organization isn't this fleeting thing, just like budgeting, you know, makes everybody go crazy and lose their minds. It's not this thing that you can't reach. It's not this thing that you can't catch. It's not this thing that you can't grasp, but it will take focus. And it will take you saying, my peace, my joy, everything I want, me being able to even love again is worth me getting organized. And so over the last 2 weeks, I told you guys how not being organized cost me in the love department. So it could be costing you in the love department, right? Almost cost me in the love department. I talked about how not being organized can cost us money. I talked about how being organized, not being organized can cost us with our kids. It can cost us our relationships. It can cost us so much because we're spending time somewhere. Somewhere we're spending time that's taking up from where we should be putting time to where we could be, you know, along the road of healing, along the road, further down the road, right, of getting to our dreams and going after them, you know, in that place where we're excited about life again, right? Instead of dealing with I can't believe I'm a single parent. I can't believe I'm a single parent. I gotta cook, I gotta clean, the house is a mess, the kids are this. I've been there. And if that's where you are, I totally get it. I totally get it. And I want to tell you, one step at a time, because most of us, you know, you have the dream of, okay, this thing is going to be, you know, 40 years, you're going to be, you know, married, wedded, bliss, right? And then when the single parenting thing comes up, you're like, crap, how am I supposed to do this? And most of us, you know, we had to nurse a broken heart, right? We had to deal with the breakup, and we had to still parent. Like me, I had to parent and heal at the same time because this was 15 years ago for me, right? And so, but I'm here to tell you those years have gone by. I've had some of the best time of my life with those boys, me and those boys, going after my dreams, them being able to see that my mama didn't quit, my mama didn't stop, right? She went after everything that she wanted, and they know that they can do it too. And they know because I've gone through what I've gone through, and they've been able to watch and see it. There is zero excuse for them not to do something with their lives, right? And the same thing for your babies. Now, let's get into what I want to talk about in our final chat. So last week I said, we're going to talk about how do we get more peace, more joy? How does organization help us do that, right? So let me just talk about the first one. The first one says, are you ready to have the 5 things that organization gives you? That's the topic for tonight. So one of the things you're going to get is more time, more joy, more peace, i.e. sanity, right? More love. Who can't use more love, and more money, right? So that's the organized life. Now, what I will eventually do in 2 weeks, I'm offering a masterclass for all my single moms who are ready to get after this thing, who want to work with me. We're going to do a masterclass via Zoom. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end. But these 5 things right here, I figured them out. I gained them along the way. But I want to help you not have to go through 10 years, 3 years, 4 years, 6 years. I'm telling you that if we could just sit down, if we could just focus, if we could just deal with the stuff that's really blocking us from having the time, the joy, the peace, the love, and the money. And it's not the house. It's not the messy house. Those are the things we can get after and get toward and get to if we deal with the stuff that's blocking it. And so one of the things I'm going to do on the masterclass when we have it in 2 weeks, I'm going to do it on Saturday, November 11th, and I'll tell you guys more about it, how to sign up for it and all that. But what I do which is why if people ever work with me, they're always like, oh my God, this was so amazing. Right. Because what I do is I force us to focus on the things that nobody's talking about. I force you to deal with the thing that's blocking you, right? To deal with the thing that's keeping you. Because let's just face it. Let me keep it real. I'll tell you my story. It was 3 years after I broke up with my kid's dad. And you know what? I had dated other dudes, but I still wanted him. Now let's just keep it real. I didn't want him. I didn't want him, but I was sexually tied to him. So like nobody else could do it like him. Can I keep it real? Let's keep it real. That was at that time. My opinion has since changed. But so here I am still attached to somebody who's not attached to me, who's not helping me, who's not loving me, who's not supporting me, who's not taking care of his kids. But here I am thinking and comparing other dudes to him. And so what I'm saying is we have some things that'll bother us, that'll stay with us until we kill them. And what I want you to do, whether you work with me or not, is I want you to start thinking about what is at the root of my disorganization. What is at the root of my scatterbrain? Let's call it that, right? Because been there too. We got so many choices, we don't pick any. What's at the root of my procrastination? Is it fear, right? Is it the soul tie, right? It was a whole bunch of things. It wasn't just that. Is it the overwhelm? Is it, let me keep it real. Can I keep it real with y'all tonight? Is it my anger about being a single mom? I had that moment. I was ticked. This is not supposed to be my life. I love my babies, love my boys, never regretted having my babies. But I was angry about the fact that this was my life. God, I didn't deserve this. So you have to deal with those things. That's why in my first chapter in my first book that I wrote, it was Heal. Because all of the great classes and the gurus and the talks and the audios and the books, none of that stuff will do you any good until you release the things that are blocking you. So we're going to do some work with that. And I'm telling you this story because I'm not going to come at you like, oh, get organized. Step 1, pivot your time, pick and do this, clean this room, although that's really good stuff. And I do want you to do that. And I'm going to tell you some of those things. It will not be consistent. It will not be steady. It will be a one and done thing, and it'll be back the way it was until we deal with the things that cause us to keep having that cycle. And so I'm telling you, this is why they call me the transformation catalyst, because I want to get you to a place where you say, I'm going to deal with this thing. And I'm not going to let this thing bother me for the rest of my life. I'm going to go from here on out. I'm going to go and I'm going to tackle everything that I'm supposed to have. And so, when you look at me, you say, oh my God, she does this, she does that, she does this. How does she do it all? And I sleep and I take naps. And sometimes I am crazy and I work straight through and I'll go really long hours doing things. But that's because I've looked ahead and I can say, okay, if I stretch it out here, then I can get rest here. Right? I'm not just killing myself every day doing something, right? And so I sit here and I say this to you, the organized life can be yours. And I don't want it to take you years. I don't want it to be this thing where you're like, crap, I'm angry about this. I'm disappointed in that. This is happening over here. And we let all of those things make us pause and not move and not do. And they're blocking us from the time. They're blocking us from the money. They're blocking us from the good love, right? They're blocking us from all those things that we want, the sanity, the peace, it's keeping us stuck. And so I challenge you tonight. Last weekend, I gave y'all homework. I always give like some kind of task that I want you to focus on. And if you want to tell me if you got your homework done, let me know. But, tonight, I really want you to start thinking, doggone it, what is it? What is it that's making me like not be consistent? And the thing that I want, I know I want it to look this way over here. And I know I want it to be like this in this room. And I know I want to, what are those things? Is your answer, it's the kids. It's their fault. Is your answer, it's the job. It's their fault. Is it somebody else's fault? Or can you turn those fingers around and say, what could I do? Right? How can I get better organized? Where's my time management not, being as great as it could be? Where's my time management or lack thereof sucking? Right? And so I had to be honest. If you were on last week, I told you, in the week before, I said, you know what? I probably could have been fired, should have been fired, because I was late 10, 15 minutes every day at this one job I had. And I would blame it on traffic. But the truth was I was spending time trying to be perfect. I was trying to be this perfect mom. And so I was doing stuff in the mornings that I had no business doing, trying to cook real meals, but I wasn't getting up early enough to get those things done, right? And then, of course, I would hit traffic, but it wasn't traffic's fault. It was my fault. You want to be on time, you got to leave early. And so that's when I started learning that I had to prepare at night. I had to prepare the week ahead. I had to prepare things on the weekends with 2 babies so that I could grab that bag that's already done and walk out the house. I had to start buying things that I could feed them in the morning that were good, that were wholesome, and that were quick, right? And I had to be okay with it. I had to process that, they feed them at daycare. So then why am I trying to make this big something when I could just be like, okay, here's a little snack, and then I know they're going to feed them again, right? So what are you doing with your time? What are you doing with your time? Listen, I wrote a post a couple years ago, and it was called, How Do You Use Your 24? Literally, when we do this masterclass, I'm going to show you guys how to organize your 24 hours. Because if you're like me and you don't, you don't mind working at 2 a.m., you don't mind doing a little something at 5 a.m., it'll really bless you if you're up during those hours. So let's get into the first one. So are you ready to have these 5 things? More time. Listen, when you get organized, you get all this time back. I can look through the week and I can be like, okay, I know I'm going to be stressed here because a lot of crap is going on this day. But on this day, I can push this over here. You know what? This didn't happen. I can move this over there. You can start seeing your time. And you can then say, I'm going to take some time to do nothing because you deserve that. You deserve that. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all a secret and my kids don't know it. I'm taking some time this week that nobody knows is going to be for me, and I'm going to do me because guess what? They're going to get dropped off at school. They're going to go about their day, and I'm going to go do what I want to do because that is how you put time back into your schedule and you give yourself some peace. And if you're not doing that, I want to challenge you to start saying, what do I do with my vacation days? Do I have a job that doesn't give me vacation? Why do I have a job that doesn't give me vacation? Hey, Susan. Hey, sis. And so more time. We're going to look at our schedules. I'm going to show you how to move things around and to give yourself more time. I promise you it is so possible. I have so much fun looking at my cousins who are like, how do you get all this done? And I'm just like, what do they think I do? They think I sit at a computer all day. I don't. Listen, I go to brunch. I have a good time. I was out with Susan last week, and we had an amazing time. Great time being with girlfriends. But there was a season where I couldn't do that. And I know some of y'all are like, I have little bitty kids, K1. How can I get more time? I'm going to show you how. I promise. And so the next one is more joy. I was frazzled. I was frustrated. And when I had those boys and in those younger years, I know exactly how you guys feel. And then I had to realize there was some stuff I was doing with my time that I had no business doing. I was the reason I was frazzled and frustrated. Because if I had taken the time to get myself set up for the week, right, then I wouldn't have to be mad at people. Because all my time was gone, right? You ever looked around and was like, crap, how did it get so late? And so the next one is more joy. Listen, I love my life now, but there was a time when I was, like I said earlier, I was bitter. I was angry. I was frustrated. I couldn't believe it. And you know what I had to do? I had to let it go. I had to forgive. I had to forgive myself. And I had to forgive that dude and anybody else that was involved. And I had to say, now what can I do with what I have left? What can I do with the life that I have left? And I had to get after it. And that's why I'm the do it anyway girl, because I believe that I can still do it. I'm 40 now. And every dream I have in my heart today, you better believe I'm going to accomplish it. If the Lord lets me live, I'm going to accomplish it. And that's the kind of fierceness you've got to have about your dreams. And that is why you got to get organized. Because we could dream all day. You could dream all day about what you want and what you want to have and what you want to give your babies. But if you don't put work behind it, if you don't get organized behind it, it's not going to happen, right? Amen. Amen to that, right? Yes, you can put those hearts up there. Put the tap, tap, tap. Yes. And so more peace and more sanity. My God, just to be able to sit down and say, it's clean. I'm good, right? I got all of this done. Look at all the stuff that was on my list and it's removed. And now I can do nothing. I can start on the next thing. I can go play with my kids. I can call up a friend and be like, hey, let's go do this. Sanity and peace, knowing that it's all together, right? Let me tell you, I had some years, y'all. I had some years, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I had some years where I was so disorganized that like I would be driving around with the money to pay bills, because back then it wasn't all fancy like online, right? And I remember coming home and my kids, what were they? I think I was pregnant. No, I had both of them. But the youngest was me. He probably wasn't one yet. Y'all, I came home. It was like winter. Listen. And the lights were off. And I was like, how? And then I remembered. Focus on the wrong things. Distracted by the wrong things. Upset about the wrong things. Letting other things steal my life, steal my time, steal my joy. And here it is. Now I got to call a cousin and say, can we come stay with you until I pay my light bill tomorrow? Because I done forgot. And now I got a late fee behind it. Disorganization is costing us money. It's costing us time. It's costing us peace. And we've got to get to the point where we have the organized life. And so the next thing, more love. And I'm talking about, your babies, your familial relationships. And yes, even romantic relationships. And so my friend Susan's always talking about, when you going to get married? Listen, when I'm ready, when I want to. There's some things that's got to be right there. But that doesn't mean I don't date. And so I'm telling you, if you've been like, I haven't been on a date in 4 years, 6 years, 2 years, 10 years. I talk to women, they tell me this. I'm like, you are too beautiful, too amazing to not be going out. And if, back to my original point that I made, if the reason why you got some disorganization going on, if the reason why you're hiding from love is because you're still stuck on that person that left, that you're no longer with, or whatever the situation is, you got to deal with it. You got to heal it, because it is blocking your blessing. And so disorganization, you ever saw those movies where the guy is like all in love with the girl? She's gorgeous. I had a friend like this in college. She just put together from head to toe. House was a mess. House was a hot mess. The dude is like, oh my God, like, this is how you live? How you come out so pretty? Listen. And I'm like, because you're focused on the wrong things. You're focused, and maybe she's just messy. Maybe she's just nasty. Maybe she just needs a maid. So that means she needs the kind of job where somebody else will pay to clean that up. But most people aren't looking for women who don't clean up, right? Now, we know some folks can find some folks, but that's not us. And so we want to make sure that it's not blocking our love situation. Like I told my boys, I said, you will keep my house clean. You will keep this neat, because I want to be able to invite people over to my house at a moment's notice. Okay. And I do not want to come in and it smells like smelly boy. Okay. Let's just keep it real. And so the last thing is more money. Listen, so we're going to really dive into this when I do the masterclass in 2 weeks. And so one of the things that I've been wanting to, oh my God, is to really teach on budgeting. And I've had my ups and downs. Let me tell you, some life will come in and knock you off of your feet, but you got to get back up. So if that's where you are, don't run from budgeting. You still got to do it. And so I'm going to be bringing into my Facebook group, if you haven't joined over on Parent Thrive When, you need to, because we got it rocking and rolling. Some great mamas in there great content, good information. And so one of the things I'm going to be doing is bringing in an expert to talk about budgeting and planning. And one of the ladies has talked about life insurance, and I said, okay, I'm going to add that to the masterclass, because there's so many things that we've got to get organized. We've got to get ourselves organized. We got to get our houses organized. We got to get our money organized. Are y'all listening to me? I hope this is getting through to so many women, because we're out here, we know we're the world's best kept secret, but if we're not taking care of our business, when the opportunity arises, we're going to miss out on it. And I don't want that to be you. I don't want that to be you. I don't want you to be me walking around mad at some dude for years. Blocking blessings, blocking love. Other dudes like, dang, I want to holler, but she got a nasty attitude because she's mad about something that's old news. It's time to get over it. And I know it hurts, and I know it's hard because I've been there, but I'm telling you, you've got to deal with it. So that's what I wanted to share tonight about the organized life. These are areas that you can get back. These are areas in which you can win again. And if you're losing in any of these areas tonight, I want you to do your homework, and I want you to be honest with yourself. What is blocking me? What is blocking me from having what I want? And I challenge you that if you want to have the organized life, I'm talking about not perfection, because that doesn't exist, but knowing where you're going, knowing where you have time, being able to make plans with friends and keep them, right? Barring the babysitter doesn't cancel. Just being able to live your life a little bit more peacefully and smoothly. Isn't that worth it? Let me tell you, just the idea of being able to date again for some women, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission. That's why I do the events that I do, because we are too good to be sitting back being the world's best kept secret. I can't stand it. Nobody deserves to take your life from you. Nobody deserves to take your joy from you. And you don't need to be laying it down, sacrificing it on the altar of ex-bae. Forget him. It's time to heal. So tonight, do the work. Start thinking, why do I choose to sit and watch 2 hours of television instead of getting organized for the week? What is that feeding in me, right? What am I avoiding? Why won't I do it, right? Challenge yourself to get up, move around, do a little something. Challenge yourself to do the thing that's on your list that you've been putting off for days. Challenge yourself to think about, what is it that's keeping me from having the life I want? And if you're ready to dig in, and just finally tackle those areas that I have mentioned, then I want you to join me in 2 weeks for a masterclass that I'm doing, of course, called The Organized Life. So I'm super excited about it. You can find out more information over on kwandalam.com. As a matter of fact, it's going to be live on tomorrow. So I don't have the page up today because I'm, kind of still working on it. I want to make sure everybody kind of knows what it's offering. But let me tell you guys, we're going all in for 3 hours. Like, I'm only opening it up for 20 women. That's because I want to be able to take questions. I want to actually be able to share my screen. I want to be able to help you get your life organized. And, I can't have a whole bunch of people on to do that. So it's going to be limited to 20 women. We're going to do it for 3 hours. Let me tell you, I did a session yesterday with 3 women. It was actually 4. And we were on for 3 hours, and their lives, we got so much work done. It was amazing. And so I want to do the same thing with 20 more women. And so that's just, that's my heart. I know it's the fall, and I know it's where we finally get a breath and we can focus. And one of the things I'm super passionate about, thanks for the little hearts, or what we do on Facebook, what you call them, the little likes, I appreciate it. One of the things I'm passionate about, especially going into the new year, is us going into the new year right? Going into the new year ready. Going into the new year not like, well, let me see what 2018 brings. No, let's crush it in 2017 and let's crush it in 2018. So that's the way I live my life, because I spent so much of my life, so many years, my young, beautiful, amazing years that I can't get back, worried about somebody who wasn't worried about me, stuck and stressed out about some things that I could have handled and solved sooner. So now that I've learned over the years to take my time back, to take my joy back, to take my peace back, that's what I want to do with you. So I challenge you to write down the website, kwandalam.com. Check it out in the morning. It'll be live because I'm going to finish some things up tonight. And tell your girlfriends about it. If you know you got somebody that's like, girl, you need help, you need to turn her on to kwondalam.com because there's so much information there that'll help her get her life together. Even my single dads, I have information for them. And we are going hard this fall with some new content for you guys. So, masterclass coming up on November 11th is going to be for 3 hours. I'm looking at the time from being 1 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're not able to catch it live, there's going to be a replay. It's going to be amazing, and we're going to get lives together. So, anybody got questions for me down there? I know I've been talking a lot, but I'm super excited about it. If you got questions, post them. If not, I'm going to go and get ready for the week because, around here, we rocks the life we got. We does it anyway. And, wow, that's just, if I can't get anything across to you, it's time to stop losing time. It's just time. So many people wish that they had the opportunities that you have, and we don't need to sit down and squander them. We need to go after them. So if God has lit your heart up with some kind of dream or some kind of passion, and you're sitting on it, girl, you need to stop. Listen, if you know that you want love in your life, right? And you're sitting saying, I wish, or you're still talking about, oh, these guys are all the same. It's time to get organized. I told a girlfriend yesterday, I said, why don't you go out more? It's so simple. Why don't you go out more? It's so simple. Instead of saying guys are all like this, but why don't you go out more? Because that increases your opportunity to meet new people. So why don't you just go out more, right? And so it's time to get organized so that you can see where you're going, where your money is going, where your time is going, and where you could be doing more living. I have a quote. It says, be found living. And of course, I mean it for your romantic partner to find you living, because no guy wants a woman who's in the house watching TV unless that's his thing, and that's y'all thing. That's fine. I like to watch TV, but just that can't be our only thing, right? And so everybody wants somebody that has some kind of aura about them, some kind of excitement about them, right? When you meet people who say, how did you guys look great together? How did you guys meet? Oh, I found her doing this. Oh, we met out doing that. It's never, well, I was sitting down and she was sitting down. Be found living. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I didn't get Instagram on tonight. I meant to bring them on, so I'll see if I can share this over there. But all these things I talked about can be yours. You don't need me to do it. You could do it on your own. But if you want to get there faster and go further, then I challenge you to join me tomorrow at kwondalam.com. It's going to be / The Organized Life. And it's going to be very minimal, the fee, for 3 hours with a coach. It's going to walk you through to help you get your life organized. So, love you, love you, love you. Yes, Candy Bell, girl, I just talked for 40 minutes, 30 minutes. But the replay is going to be up. What's up? So I just told everybody about the masterclass is going to happen in 2 weeks, where we're going to sit down and do our lives together. We're going to get organized in all these areas. I'm hitting finances, I'm hitting love, and I'm hitting self-care. And I'm actually providing an ebook and a planner so that you can actually get your life together on the class with me. So I'll be giving you guys more information over at kwondalam.com on tomorrow. I hope you check the link. And of course, I'll be sharing it all week so everybody who comes in tonight, who comes in later and catches the replay, can actually get the info. I'll come back and post it later when I get it up. So love you, love you, love you, love you. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you sharing this out with your friends. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you being mamas that love your babies and you're going hard in the paint. I love being connected to women who want more out of life. And if that's you, God bless you and thank you so much. All right, I'm going to go prepare to win this week. I'll post some things on the page later on tonight when the page is live. And I just hope you join me because we're going in. And the ladies who are going to go into that are going to come out so ready for 2018. All right, I'll talk to you soon. God bless. Good night.